And later, GCB Bank once again dominates Ghana's biggest corporate games, the Citi Business Olympics, with over 47 companies battling out in exciting concerts over the weekend. We'll bring you a report shortly.
As the defending champions, we had a responsibility to actually justify why, since the inception of this program, GCB has actually held the overall best performing bank.
We are live on our affiliates across the country. In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM and Sky Power 93.5 FM and Beach 105.5 FM, all in Takrade. In the Bono region, J Life 95.5 FM in Sunyani, Ashanti region, Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi, and in the Volta region, Akbeni Radio 96.7 in Pando and Heritage FM 107.3 in Hohoi. Across the globe, we are live on citynewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for your time this afternoon. Now, the coalition of oversight institutions, including Imani Africa, is demanding a full audit of Ghana's Gold for Oil program. A forensic risk assessment has revealed fiscal leakages, governance failures, and systemic fraud. The review, drawing on data from the NPA, Bust and Customs, flagged revenue losses of about 7.2 billion cedis. Vice President of Imani Africa, Selom Brantier, tells Citi News the findings confirm long-standing concerns about the program's opaque nature.
These reports tell us very clearly that the level of opacity around which this policy was undertaken is confirmed, because what we wanted to know as a think tank and what we wanted to know on behalf of Ghanaians was the mechanics, the actual mechanics around this policy and how we were really running it. And this was a situation that those in charge at the time were not being forthcoming with. And therefore, it didn't allow us and other players or other stakeholders who deem such things very important to scrutinize the policies to really see whether it was going to benefit the nation or cause a loss to the nation. So now that it has caused a loss to the nation, then it was very clear that our reservations initially were actually grounded. And we believe that on hindsight, or henceforth, such policies should be made very clear. The mechanics around such policies should be made very clear, so that we all see what is being planned, and the mechanics around how it is being deployed. Because we cannot afford to be making these mistakes time and time again.
He urged the need for transparency to help Ghanaians understand how these shortfalls occurred, the impact on the economy, and how similar initiatives can be improved in the future.
During the time that the Gold for Oil was also being done, we also experienced as a country some of the worst currency depreciations. And to think that results are coming that are showing that there was a shortfall or some sort of discrepancy around the tune of 7.2 billion Ghana cedis, we believe that every well-meaning Ghanaian would want to know how this loss occurred, whether there was negligence involved or whether there was some kind of impropriety along the way, or whether the policy itself was flawed in such a way that it caused this loss to the nation. Because in the critical stage in which we are in, and for the fact that Ghana is going around begging for money, we believe that these are answers that need to be critically sought, so that this country can understand what lessons we can get from it. Because the lessons will then let us know whether such ventures should not be undertaken with the level of carelessness which this one was. And what policy outcomes, therefore, in terms of maybe future legislation that should prevent such schemes from being undertaken to put the nation in financial peril.
That was Vice President of Imani Africa, Selom Brantier. Now, a corruption watch investigation has revealed that several state institutions, including the Ghana Police Service, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, Parliament, the Judiciary, and the Attorney General's Department, have been fined millions of cedis for violating the Right to Information law. The 6-month investigation conducted between February and July 2025 found that more than 70 determinations by the RTI Commission resulted in fines amounting to about 5.6 million cedis against at least 60 public and private institutions. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Genevieve Shelley Latte, explains what accounted for the fines.
When the Commission decides to impose administrative penalty on an institution, there are certain factors that we consider in doing so. Some of them we consider the responsiveness of the institution involved. Some of them come in cooperating with the Commission. When that happens, then we enter into some kind of negotiation with such institutions. We also look at the ability of the institution to be able to finance the imposition of penalty on them. We consider the totality of the circumstance of the case before we end up imposing such penalties on institutions. A fine is never a substitute for information being. Once you are compelled to pay the administrative penalty, it does not automatically erase the fact that you have to provide the information.
You heard the Executive Secretary of the Right to Information Commission, Genevieve Shelley Latte. Shortly, we'll be hearing from some of the companies who were fined, but let's now listen to the Corruption Watch investigative journalist, Frederick Isiama, who described the trend as worrying.
For us, it's even more worrying because you have to look at beyond the Attorney General. All the key accountability institutions, the institutions that we call key accountability institutions, are involved. So we talk about SHRAJ, Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. They have been fined. The Judicial Service has been fined. Parliamentary Service has been fined. Audit Service, which is the supreme audit institution, has been fined. And then you talk about the Attorney General's Department. Then you go to police. In fact, in the case of the police, there's multiple infractions, and they have paid as much as 450,000. So if you look at it, it's worrying. Our first step was to be able to get this investigative piece out. And then the next step is for the Corruption Watch partners to use the findings for advocacy at the very highest level to ensure that we push for reform.
So that was Frederick Isiama, who is an investigative journalist with Corruption Watch, an initiative of the Center for Democratic Development. Let's now hear from the State Housing Company and the Ghana Audit Service explaining why they had to pay the fines. We'll first hear from Assistant Director of the Ghana Audit Service, Frederick Loko, and Administrative Manager at the State Housing Company, Margaret Zokli. We apologize, you're unable to bring you that audio now. We'll do that in our subsequent bulletins. But let's now bring you one of our headline stories where a new poll by Global Info Analytics has ranked Tamale South Member of Parliament Haruna Idrisu as the most preferred candidate to lead the National Democratic Congress in the 2028 elections. He secured 30% support ahead of the National Chairman Johnson Asiedu Nketia with 24% and Finance Minister Tuforcing with 18%. Chief of Staff Julius Debra followed with 10%, while North Tongue's Member of Parliament Samuel Kudjoto Ablakwa had 8%. Other aspirants polled below 5%. We'll still stay with this new poll, this time with a new patriotic party that shows that former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the front runner to lead the new patriotic party into the 2028 general election. According to the poll, 57% of voters prefer Dr. Bawumia as the party's presidential candidate, compared to 29% for former Asin Central Member of Parliament Kennedy Ejepong. Former Minister of Education Dr. Yawosei Duchum secured 6%, Minister of Food and Agriculture, former Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brani Champong, polled 5%, while former NPP General Secretary Kwabena Ejipong registered 3%. Reacting to the poll, Dr. Baumia's aide, Dr. Ekuya Amwako, told Citi News that the results reflect the effort Dr. Baumia has put into the campaign, adding that he will build on these figures and avoid complacency.
Indeed, a candidate who can win at the election. So that has been the same message that we've been giving to the delegates all around, and now we're in the central region. You know, the thing with polls is whenever you see one, you look at it and learn what you can. So from our campaign, looking at the Global Info Analytics poll, we've taken what we need to take out of it. We'll improve where we need to and that. Generally, so as a Bawumia campaign, we look at all the polls that come out and then take the lessons that we can learn from it. But obviously, we are quite excited about still being in the lead. I think this is about the third or fourth poll that Global Info Analytics has released, and it always puts us in the lead amongst MPP delegates and indeed amongst the general population. So it's something that we're keeping an eye on. We are not going to be complacent. As you stated earlier, we are currently on our way to central regions to engage delegates, and we'll continue to go around to engage delegates to be able to get a good message across.
That was aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Ekuya Amwako. Now let's turn to the camp of Engineer Kwabena Ejipong, whose campaign spokesperson Paul Abdul Rahman Issa has described the poll as inaccurate, insisting that if a poll were conducted today, Kwabena Ejipong would emerge the winner, or at least the first runner-up.
As you know, polls are always, a lot of the time, polls are subjective, and we have always maintained that some of these polls, well, they have their utility, but we don't put too much premium on it. If polls were anything to go by, Donald Trump wouldn't have won the 2016 U.S. election, neither would he have won the 2024 U.S. elections. I mean, everybody said Kamala was going to win, and he won. In 2016 was even worse. All pollsters thought Hillary Clinton was going to win, and in the end, Donald Trump won. So polls are subjective, depends on who you are asking, when you are asking, and all those kinds of things. But we take it as we are a campaign team of intellectuals. We are a campaign team of objectivity. We ourselves conduct our internal polls after our meetings with the delegates to see how they received our message, to see the enthusiasm that they have. Who did Global Info Analytics speak? If we were to vote today, I can assure you that Engineer Kwabena Ejipong, if we don't take the first slot, we'll be second. We will be the second. We will see the second highest vote in that election.
Paul Abdurrahman Issa is spokesperson for Kwabena Ejipong's campaign team. Meanwhile, the camp of Dr. Yao Osei-Edichum has also challenged the poll's accuracy, stating that its internal surveys show a different outcome, but adding that it will take the poll into account and intensify its efforts. Yao Opoku-Mensah speaks for Dr. Edichum's team.
We welcome every poll that any third-party individual want to do, but we are focused on what we believe should be the ideal stand. We are focused on the message that we are putting out to the party. And mind you, the journey has just begun. But if you look on the ground, just as we started in Ashanti region, the impact is being felt everywhere. And that is what emboldens us, and that is what is keeping our spirit up, and that is what is inspiring that the future belongs to those who do believe in the ideals of Dr. Yao Osei-Edichum. And mind you, we do have to overturn a 1.7 million vote deficit, and again, additional 56 seats to our advantage for us to be formidable and win the elections in 2028. And it has nothing to do with what Info Analytics will do. It's got everything to do with what our candidate is putting out today. And we do also have our own internal mechanisms in assessing our strengths and our weaknesses and how we are supposed to engage the party. So we are not perturbed.
Yao Opoku-Mensah is spokesperson for Dr. Yao Osei-Edichum's campaign team. You're still listening to the City Prime News. I am Zoe Abubedu Ado. You are listening to us on a number of our partner stations in the northern region. You can hear us on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi, Upper East Word FM 88.3 in Zwarungu, Upper West, Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. And in the northeast region, we're on Eagle FM 94.1 in Wale Wale. Still ahead, Christian Council of Ghana calls for stronger action to address illegal mining. We'll bring you the details of this and other stories. Please stay with us.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
This October, Ghana's altar calls once again. After 7 unforgettable years of testimonies, tears, healing, and worship, the 8th edition of Women in Worship arrives with a divine charge. Celebrating his faithfulness, minstrels from Ghana, Germany, Nigeria to the United States, Ada Ehi, Rabna Tomi Favored, Ikiaserwa Bunsu, and many more will gather at Perez Dome on October 5th. This isn't just another gospel concert. It's a testimony-centered, purpose-soaked, digitally powered movement curated for women, families, and nations. Grab your tickets now. Regular 100 Ghana Cedis, VIP 200 Ghana Cedis plus beverage. Grab it online via Ego Tickets or www.eventpaddy.com. Short code USSD *713 *33 *30 or call Ticket Hotline 0248 810 396 or 0544 124 567. Tickets are available at Airport Shell, Hacho Shell, Bachana Toto, Perez Dome, and more. Sponsors CMIH, Betamalt, Pepsodent, Gino, Palms by Eagles, Ebom Air, Awake Purified Drinking Water, PR Engineers, Media Partners, City FM. Brought to you by MTN Momo and powered by Quest. Women in Worship 2025. Daughter, you still have a voice.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back to the City Prime News. Now, the Christian Council of Ghana has reiterated calls for stronger action to address illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey. The activity continues to wreak havoc in forest reserves and the environment, with growing calls for government to declare a state of emergency in affected areas. Speaking to City News, the Council's General Secretary, Reverend Dr. Serafayose, urged the government to be more proactive in tackling the menace.
We are happy with what the government is doing, but what the government is doing is not enough because, as the reports are saying, we still have all kinds of destruction and contamination going on. And now it's getting to dangerous levels where we cannot stay, where we cannot even trust the food that is on the market, the water we drink, the air we breathe. So something drastic needs to happen, a bit more than what is already happening.
If you say something drastic, what exactly are you calling for?
Well, we are calling on some kind of ban or moratorium on illegal mining generally. A state of emergency in the affected areas will also not be bad, even though we realize that it's a very strong measure and can have some detrimental effects on fellow Ghanaians. But if that is what it would take to bring some kind of sanity into the system and bring a stop to the level of pollution that is happening, so be it.
Reverend Dr. Fayose also urged the public to desist from engaging in activities that further degrade the environment.
Yeah, I also want to say that we should not just let this stop at the doorsteps of the government. It is a corporate responsibility. Every Ghanaian, in fact, most of the people who are perpetrating this heinous ecocide are Ghanaians, are ordinary citizens of the country, both at the funding level and also at the implementing level. The people who are actually in the field and the people who are their sponsors behind the scenes. So we should repent of our sins and chart a new path.
Reverend Dr. Cyril Fayose is General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana. Now, the Ghana Water Limited has raised concern over rising commercial water losses, calling it one of the company's biggest challenges. Acting Managing Director Adam Mutawakilu says illegal meter connections and non-payment of bills are draining revenue and preventing service expansion. Speaking at a stakeholder workshop with the World Bank and Gama Sanitation and Water Project, Adam Mutawakilu warned that unless the trend is addressed, efforts to extend reliable water supply will be hindered.
On the challenge of commercial water losses, ladies and gentlemen, the issue of commercial water losses is one of the pressing challenges facing Ghana Water Limited today. These losses, driven by illegal connection, meter bypassing, inaccurate billing, and non-payment for water consumed, significantly impact our revenue. This not only threatens our financial sustainability, but also hampers our ability to expand water infrastructure to underserved communities, maintain and upgrade aging network, and ensure consistent supply of safe and affordable water to all Ghanaians. Ladies and gentlemen, since assuming office in February 2025, we have faced a challenging landscape, significant liability on electricity, chemicals, other operational costs.
He stressed that the urgent need to address the issue in order to meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6, which aims to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all.
By tackling commercial water losses, we aim to 1. Expand access to safe drinking water in line with Sustainable Development Goal 6 and the Government Water for All agenda. 2. Improve customer satisfaction through reliable services. 3. Reduce operational costs and enhance efficiency. And 4. Secure the long-term sustainability of our water supply systems. Together, we can ensure that every drop of water produced by Ghana Water Limited reaches its rightful user, is accounted for, and contribute to national development.
Acting Managing Director of the Ghana Water Limited, Adam Mutawakilu. The bodies of 2 people who drowned in the Ofin River near New Achiase in the Achimamponia district have been recovered. The incident happened last Thursday when a canoe carrying 6 passengers capsized after the paddler lost control. 4 were rescued immediately. A former unit committee chairman for the area, Daniel Lidu, confirmed 1 body was retrieved Friday afternoon and the second was discovered at dawn on Saturday.
Initially, we retrieved 4 of the 6 persons who drowned, though they had already passed on. The 5th body was recovered the next day around 3 p.m., while the final body was found 3 days later. Due to decomposition, we buried it along the riverbank. One of the victims was a native, while the other hailed from Kumasi.
Daniel Edu is a former unit committee chairman in Achiase in the Achima Mponua district of the Ashanti region. Ghana's biggest corporate games, the Citi Business Olympics 2025, wrapped up in spectacular style over the weekend, with GCB Bank once again dominating the competition. Over 40 companies battled it out in the exciting contest, but only a select few walked away with the coveted trophies. City News' Nashika Caesar brings a wrap of the action-packed tournament.
It was a grand celebration of teamwork, networking and corporate spirit as business leaders and professionals converged on the plush Eden Heights Sports Complex in Waja for Ghana's biggest corporate sporting festival, the Citi Business Olympics 2025, hosted by Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Thousands of participants gave their all for the trophies and bragging rights in disciplines such as football, volleyball, athletics, swimming, and arm wrestling. The competition also featured lawn tennis, basketball, and the ever-popular tug of war. After a fiercely contested day of games, GCB once again emerged overall champions, consolidating their position as the most dominant team.
As the defending champions, we had a responsibility to actually justify why, since the inception of this program, GCB has actually held the overall best performing bank. We had some silver medals, we had some bronze medals, but of course, 7 solid trophies to our credit.
Premier Care Hospital took the second spot, and accountant Joyce Opoku said the progress was a proud moment for the team.
We've won the female category for lawn tennis, for swimming and arm wrestling. We are so excited, and next year will be massive because we are going to win all the trophies for the various categories.
The much coveted CEO's challenge went to Federated Commodities, FedCo.
Always winning a lot of trophies. This is the first win for the CEO challenge, but I mean, it's been very well deserved for us, and I don't. And once you pick the CEO challenge itself, then you are gone. So we are the winners of all the winners.
Participants of the non-competitive games also share their experiences, highlighting the networking opportunities and team bonding the event fostered.
Dancing is a great way to exercise not just your body, but also exercise your mind when you have to. And then I always say that it's a holistic exercise for anybody who wants to do it.
When the final tally was announced, GCB had secured the overall championship title with a remarkable haul of gold, silver and bronze medals. Premier Care Hospital followed closely with an impressive medal collection of their own. The Citi Business Olympics 2025 was powered by Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Side Hustle. It was proudly sponsored by Universal Merchants Bank UMB and Eden Heights Sports Complex with support from Bethel Logistics, Dampon Healthcare and Hallmark Cafe.
City News' Nashika Caesar filed that report, and that's how we end today's edition of the City Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. Log on to citynewsroom.com for more news. I am Zoe Abubeduado. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.